everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet right here on Metal Messiah Radio. Tonight we have with us as our guest vocalist Tanya Beickert of the metal band based out of Long Island, New York, Monochromatic Black. Welcome to the show, Tanya.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Tanya, at what age did you start singing like in front of audiences?
Way back in school, when I was in like middle school, high school, I played guitar originally, and I did backup vocals for that band towards the very end of the project. So that was like the first time on stage.
And what was that feeling for, like, what was it like for you back when you were a kid doing that?
I was very, very shy back then, so it was cool, but I was very nervous. But now being on stage, it's the best feeling in the whole world. I love being able to see people yell and sing the lyrics back and making them feel good, and it's surreal. It's the best feeling ever. So
now, did you have any formal training as far as vocals go?
Just a couple of clean vocal lessons, like 3 or 4 years ago. That was it, though.
And you know, it's kind of funny you mentioned that, because I did an interview earlier today with another vocalist that does both clean and growly things, and he said the same thing. He had to get some vocal training to do, you know, help him with his clean vocals as well. So what was that like for you, you know, training your voice to do this clean vocal?
I mean, I just kind of do it, you know, like I said, the few lessons that I had was like years and years ago. So since then, I just sing along to bands that I like that do cleans and screams, you know, like the Contortionist and, you know, I'm trying to think, like Periphery, like bands like that. You know, you just practice. That's really all I can say, you know.
Now, growing up, what was like some of the first music that like you heard around your house, like the first music that you were, you know, first music that you were exposed to?
I mean, as a kid, it's embarrassing because my dad only listened to country, and my mom, you know, at barbecues, I'm half Dominican, so we'd have a lot of Hispanic music playing. So that's pretty much it. I didn't really get into, like, you know, for me, you know, different music, the music I listen to now until I was older, so.
And what were some of the first bands that you listened to that were like metal bands that you were like, whoa?
Metal bands? In Flames, August Burns Red, Slipknot, Perfect Circle, Tool. Those were like the first, you know.
And what metal bands are like you listening to now? I mean, not just metal bands, but also like the clean singing bands, because you do have a really nice clean singing voice. So who are some of your influences?
Influences for clean vocals, Mike Lessard from The Contortionist, Maynard from A Perfect Circle, Jeff Buckley, and also Jimmy Necco from Ours. Mm-hmm. Those are for clean vocals for sure.
Now, when did you want to be part of a band, and what was the first band that you were in?
I always wanted to play music ever since I first picked up the guitar, so in middle school, and that was when I had my first band. It was a punk rock band called The Vagrants, and ever since then, I knew I always wanted to be in a band since then.
So when did you find your, like, growling vocals, and how did you develop this, you know, type of technique?
The growling I started super randomly in 2009 when I was bored hanging out at a friend's practice. I literally just started screaming out of nowhere just for fun. And then when we all realized I could do it, I was like, you know what? I want to start doing this all the time. So just from then, just practicing. So.
And is it hard for you to switch from like clean to growly vocals in the same song?
No, I don't know why, but it's not. As long as I drink water, I'm good.
So as far as growlers go, who are some of your favorite vocalists that use growling?
So for harsh vocals or metal vocals that I look up to for screaming, definitely Travis from Cattle Decapitation. He has so much versatility. Anthony from After the Burial, always been a huge fan. And I've been listening to Humanity's Last Breath. That's another band. Sick vocals, clean and scream. So those are just a couple.
So let's talk a little bit about your band now, Monochromatic Black, a fairly new band releasing your debut album last year called Enuma. How did the band come about, and what is the lineup?
So this band, John and I have been friends since like 2010, and we had been trying to start a project for like 3 years before Monochromatic Black was a thing. We went through so many different people, and then I've known Eddie, our drummer, since 2010, around the same time, but he stopped doing something with one of his other projects, so I asked him if he wanted to join, and then that's when like we officially became Monochromatic Black. And then a year later, we got Dan and Arthur. I found them on social media, and that's how they got to join. So
And now, how fast did you go about writing music for the new album upon forming the band? I mean, if you look at your timeline, it's like you formed the band in 2018, and then you released your first video in May, and then the EP the following was like, holy crap, all this happened in like a year's time.
Yeah, well, because we don't mess around. Like thank God, the people that we have in the band, we all work really hard together. We all get along, and all, the personalities, characteristics, everything. So we're really lucky. And we just, we're writing, and just wanted to get stuff done. So that's why we got it done so quick, just nonstop hard work. So.
And you released this as an EP. Do you guys have plans on releasing a full-length album at some point?
We do, but the next thing we're doing, though, is going to release another EP, like the second half of Pneuma. And then after that, we'll release another album, like an actual full album. So
being the lyricist, like, what are some of the things that influence you or inspire you to want to write about them?
I mean, for this album, it was a concept album about working from the bottom and becoming a better person, seeing all the, the inner beauty of yourself. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but it's true. So this album, I was really inspired by a lot of personal events that happened in my life. And it's good because I wanted to write the lyrics vague enough where anybody can relate to it, whatever situation they have going on. Because, you could be in anything feeling really low and then, learning to love yourself and become a better person. So, yeah, I mean, that's what basically this album's about. And that's what, inspired me to write it, was my past experiences. So the name of the album is Pneuma. So tell us a little bit about what that title means. And you had just mentioned that you want to release another EP, the second half of Pneuma. So why two EPs with two halves instead of one whole full? So Pneuma, well, the definition of that means like the vital spirit or soul, or like the force of a person. So that title basically encompasses everything that I wanted to come out of the album, which is just, feeling and really bringing out like the best part of you and your creative force as a person. In terms of the EP, we wanted to bring out something quick. With the way it is nowadays, you got to keep putting out content and stuff like that. So we want to just bring out another EP. We're actually going to be in the studio really soon. We're doing pre-pro right now, and we're going to have another EP out. So we have something again for everybody to listen to. And then the album we'll take our time on, and we'll release that after. So
tell us a little bit about the cover art on the cover and who the artist is.
That would totally be an Eddie question. Eddie and John, because they were the ones that decided on the artwork. I didn't really have a part in that, but it's Dixon Jong. He's awesome. He did the artwork, and he actually did our symbol and our logo too, which is pretty cool. So
tell us a little bit about the musical content and how the band goes about writing the music and how each member contributes.
So John writes all his guitars, Eddie writes all his drums, I do all my own vocals. There's no other vocals in the band, just me. And John and Eddie write together, and then they'll record a bunch of stuff, and then they'll send it to me, and I write separately on my own in my home studio. So that's basically how we do that.
And now, do you guys all kind of live near each other?
Dan's from the Bronx. I'm from way out east on Long Island. Arthur's kind of in the middle of out east, and then John's in central Long Island, and Eddie's in Nassau. So we're all within like an hour, so it's not too bad.
So what are some of the shows that you guys have been playing out, and what have crowd reactions been when they see you guys perform?
Oh, like all the crowds, we've been so lucky. Everybody's been so super nice and supportive, and like we always have like tons of people coming up to us after. Like it feels so great, and it's crazy. Like I said earlier, like seeing kids, knowing the lyrics and singing it, wearing our shirts and stuff like that. So we've had really great crowd reactions, and we're super super happy.
And now I know women have been in metal now for quite some time now, but what are some of I know when I go to shows and a lot of times people see women growling up there, they're like, holy shit. So what are some of the reactions you get to your singing when you're singing this beautiful melodic stuff and then you go right into your growls?
I mean, most people say like, oh, you're so tiny and like, you look so angry on stage. So that kind of makes me laugh. But that's usually what I get, like, wow, how do you do that? That's crazy. You're so small. That's what.
So a lot of power. I had a teacher in school that used to always tell me that dynamite comes in small packages,
Yeah.
So there you go. So
I always say it's like my Dominican, my Latin side, the spice, you know? So it's
yep, yes, oh yes. So on tonight's show, we're going to be giving away a bag of Black Art Coffee, your Lion series. So tell us a little bit about your affiliation with Black Art and what drew you to them, and about your brand a little bit.
Well, Zeus, so we met him at one of our shows in Virginia, and he's a fellow vegan like myself, and I love anything that supports helping anything with animal rights and animal rescues. Other than music, that's like my big, huge passion. So when he told me about, collaborating with us to have our own coffee and the proceeds would donate to different rescues, I knew immediately I wanted to do it. Such a nice guy. The proceeds go to Lion, which is a local animal rescue group out here. I used to volunteer for them for years. They help dogs, cats, wildlife, all sorts of pets and animals in need. So it just makes me so happy that I can help this organization through the coffee, and to help others, become aware and, hopefully love and help animals too. So it really makes me happy.
So tell us a little bit about some of your shows you have coming up, including, you mentioned you were vegan and you have this vegan heavy music fest. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that Zeus is setting up. It's going to be really, really awesome. It's on April 19th, and it's going to be at Riff House Pub in Chesapeake, Virginia. The donations, it's a fundraiser for the Evelyn Wildlife Refuge. They're located in Virginia, so it's going to be really cool. Lots of awesome bands. It's for a great cause, so hopefully as many people can come out. That'd be wonderful. So,
and also, like we were mentioning earlier, it's the Vegan Heavy Metal Music Fest. So for people that are vegans, they're finally going to be able to go to a metal show where they're going to have a lot of great vendors and food, and for them, because usually there's like one or two, at a venue if you're even lucky, and this is going to be all vegan, so it's going to be a good time for plant-based people as well as others, and it goes for a really, really good cause. So what other shows you got coming up?
Yeah, no, it's going to be so cool. I can't wait to eat all the food, because like you said, whenever there's tons of vegan food, I'm like, let me get one of everything. But we have next week, we're playing Allentown, Pennsylvania at the Alternative Gallery, and then Stevensville, Maryland with our buddies in Pathogenics. That's going to be awesome. And then in March, we got the March Metal Beatdown show in Brooklyn. We have the Tattoo and Music Fest in Rhode Island the week after, March 28th. The Vegan Fest in April, and then we have the Metal in the Mountains Festival in West Virginia in June, and then a USA tour for June. So those dates we're going to be posting up pretty soon. So
you're going to be keeping pretty busy then.
Oh, yeah, nonstop, all the time.
And Tanya, if people want to learn more about the band and find links to merch and tour dates and that kind of thing, what are the best sites for them to visit?
You can go to our Instagram, so Instagram.com/monochromatic black, Facebook.com/monochromatic black official. You can go to the event page. We have everything there. We're on bands in town. Even on our YouTube, we have all the dates listed on each video, stuff like that. So we're on every platform you can find us, and our personal pages too if you guys want. So
all right, so there you guys have it, Monochromatic Black. You could check them out on Facebook. We're going to be playing some of their music tonight, and we're going to be giving away some of their coffee as well. And Tanya, thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the show. Tell us a little bit about your band and your EP, and all the best to you and the band.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. This really means a lot to us, so thank you.